So D23 this year does look like something worth paying attention to for Kingdom Hearts fans. You know, a lot of times in recent years, D23, well, you couldn't put much faith in it, right? Because you couldn't put much faith in really any showcase because, well, they wasn't showing anything. But now that Nintendo, of all places, showed us a new look at Kingdom Hearts 4, this news that I'm sure all of you have heard of by now is definitely something I would say is worth putting some stock in. I don't think this is something that you need to worry about putting your clown makeup on for if you decide to pay attention to it. I'm not saying it's guaranteed they'll show any new trailers or footage, because I'm going to get into why that may not be the case, but I do think there's a good chance they could. And I think that whichever way it goes, it might still have some stuff that's really useful for us to look into. If not, who cares? We still got a trailer not that long ago, so, you know, and given the rumors about a potential late 2027 release, again, you know, depends on how much weight you want to give retailers, but it's not 2029. So let's look at what exactly, okay, we've got here, because like I said, you guys have seen this already, right? But D23, they're talking about doing a deep dive into Kingdom Hearts, and let's be very clear, this is unprecedented. Okay, Anaheim, right, D23 at Anaheim, so the western side of D23, has never given Kingdom Hearts this kind of dedicated slot with this amount of time. Like, that's never happened before. In Japan, they have done it where at D23 they'll show Kingdom Hearts and give it a longer dedicated space for over an hour. So that's something they have done in Japan before, but over in the West, no. What we should pay attention to is what exactly they've said themselves about it. Join us for a journey through light and darkness as we commemorate 25 years of Kingdom Hearts. Discover how this saga united Disney, Pixar, and Square Enix, and the theorists, and the fan artists, and the cosplayers, and the modders, and the gameplay breakdown with insights from the creative minds, character voices, and more behind the magic. So they, according to their own information, are saying nothing about trailers, footage, or Kingdom Hearts 4. It seems very much emphasizing celebrating 25 years of just the series, right? I think you should temper your expectations and expect that throughout most of this, it's gonna be mostly, like they say, commemorating the 25 years. But, you know, a lot of times with events, they might want to hit you with the one more thing. So I think it can go either way with this. I really do think it can go either way. Like I said, you don't need to put on a clown makeup if you think that they're going to show a trailer, because personally, I think there's a good chance they will. However, there's a couple things I want to say, and the reason why I want to make this video is to kind of point out a couple things that I've not seen as many people talk about. Now, one of those things is actually going to require us to go back to this. And so everyone's talking about, you know, obviously having the Kingdom Hearts deep dive, right, on the Saturday. However, I actually think we should scroll up a little bit, roll the clock back to Friday at 7 p.m. Because at 7 to 9 p.m. in the Honda Center, they're going to be doing the Disney Entertainment Showcase. Now, the Honda Center is where they have like their big massive screen, they've got all the seats, and it's a, you know, it's where they are gonna show trailers, basically. That's usually the place where if they're gonna have like a premiere reveal or something, it's gonna be here in this slot. Now, the reason why I want to point this out is because I went and looked up the information for this. And when you look up the information that we have in relation to this instead, what you'll find, okay, so this is on their page here. When you look at what they're talking about that's going on in the Honda Center, they're saying that each day there's going to be never-ending surprises and delightful moments, performance, and announcements, as well as sneak peeks at incredible films, shows, attractions, and experiences, and more coming from Disney's creative powerhouses and groundbreaking innovators. But when we scroll down, it's funny that, you know, Disney at D23, they're talking about doing a deep dive into Kingdom Hearts, and now I'm doing a deep dive into D23, right? But here's what it says. Friday, August 14th, right? Their Disney Entertainment Showcase is that they're saying that Friday night, the world-class storytellers of the Walt Disney Company will take center stage at the Honda Center for Disney Entertainment Showcase. Guests can expect surprise celebrity appearances, exclusive first looks at upcoming films and series, exciting new announcements, and unforgettable musical performances. The star-studded presentation will celebrate the stories audiences love while offering an exclusive preview of what's coming next across Disney's movies, television, games, and live stage productions. So this is also a day that you might want to keep an eye out for. They're not making this a Kingdom Hearts day. But the only reason why I'm saying this is because after what they pulled with Nintendo, at this point, I'm ready for anything. They got us, at least they definitely got me. Okay, they definitely got me with a sucker punch with the Nintendo showcase, because I would never have expected that. So now, after that, I'm not trying to get fooled twice, okay? So now I'm paying attention to any type of peripheral, any type of surrounding events that could potentially also reveal something new for us, right? So at this point, I would say also keep an eye out for Friday. I'm not saying that a trailer will be shown, but this is a day they have specifically said is a day specifically. It says right here that they're going to be showing movies, televisions, and games. All right. Now, of course, this could just be games like what's that game? Starlight Valley something. You guys know that game, right? It's actually on here, I think. You know, it could be something like, yeah, Dreamlight Valley, right? They could be just showing games like that or stuff like that. You know, it could be just pure Disney games and nothing related to Square Enix or Kingdom Hearts. So personally, I would keep an eye on both days. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be paying attention to Friday and Saturday, not just Saturday. Because it's very possible that what will happen is if they do show the trailer on Friday, then we're going to be sitting here waiting for Saturday, and then we get hit online with the trailer, just like what happened with Nintendo. And then we're going to be like, oh shit. And I think if they do show the trailer on Friday, then what we can expect is that on Saturday, part of the hour-long discussion they're going to have is, of course, going to be diving into perhaps the Disney World's shown. Because let's be very clear, if they do show a trailer, whether it's the Friday or the Saturday, it's definitely going to show us the Disney Worlds, for sure, right? That's definitely been the precedent with D23. Whenever they've shown Kingdom Hearts, they're showing us the Disney Worlds. So 100% we're going to be seeing that if they do show a trailer. If it's on Friday, I think that gives them an opportunity for us to see it, kind of sleep on it. Then the next day, they do the presentation for an hour, they talk about it, and then they kind of maybe explain why they chose whichever Disney Worlds they showed us on the Friday, etc., etc. Again, pure speculation. It doesn't really matter, because whether they show it on Friday or Saturday, who gives a damn? If we get a new trailer, we're going to be happy. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to let them get me with a sucker punch this time. So I'm paying attention to Friday, okay, personally. But I think either way, doesn't really matter. Now, the only thing I will say about why you should maybe temper your expectations is because I was looking back at the previous D23s, and I want to bring up this. So this was from D23 in 2017, right? And this was what they showed us in relation to what was going to be shown. And if you look here, right, on the Saturday, so this is the same thing as like what we're talking about now. Same situation where it's going to be a Saturday. It's just that this was July, whereas this is going to be August. But same thing where on a Saturday, they ended up showing us a bunch of stuff. But here, you can see that they outright said Kingdom Hearts 3, right? They outright told us. So, and I went back and looked through the other D23 years when something was shown in Anaheim related to Kingdom Hearts. And every time, they did tell us. So it wasn't like this situation where they have basically said they're commemorating 25 years, but they've not specified if we're seeing Kingdom Hearts 4 or anything new or anything upcoming. In the past, D23 has done that. So I just wanted to point that out to kind of give some context to the fact that D23, typically, if they are showing something brand new, they haven't been secretive about letting us know that. Then again, it's been over a decade, pretty much, or close to a decade almost. You know, it's been a while, basically, right? So things could change. The world was a different place at that time. It might be a different approach. I don't know. Because at the same time, like I said, we're also dealing with an unprecedented situation here where we're getting Kingdom Hearts, you know, with a deep dive. Whether they show us something or not, we did get a trailer not too long ago. I do think it's not going to be very long before we probably see something else, because I do think, yeah, we're back in the marketing cycle, guys. I think we are back. I do think we're back. I think that Square Enix, they're trying to lock in, they're trying to tighten up. Okay, they're trying to get their shit together, and I think that getting Kingdom Hearts 4 marketing and advertising back on track is going to be definitely part of that. So I think we can expect that the 1,000 years of silence, it felt like 1,000 years, I think that time's over with. I think that time is over with, guys. I could be wrong, but Square Enix would be crazy to go back to that after this. Hopefully though, they do show us the Disney World soon. If not at D23, then maybe we'll see it at Tokyo Game Show, Game Awards, something. But I think that it's not crazy to expect another trailer before the end of the year. Now, in regards to what Disney Worlds they could be showing us, well, there's one in particular I think almost all of us are completely sold on them showing. And what Disney World is that? Well, you guys already know. But we might be talking about that on the channel, as well as quite a few other things related to Disney Worlds and beyond very soon. But until then, my name is NextGenNovelist, and that's all I've got to say, and I'm out. Peace.